Hi everyone. So today we are going to take a small thing called displaying your personal details on while clicking the button. So that we are literally going to do that on the frame. That's a GUI, graphic user interface. So you can see I want the output to be like that. Like I wanted the personal detail title to be coming. And this is a button where when I click that, the knee down, I should get my personal details here, whatever the thing. So what I needed for these things, let's have a look for this. So first point in the things, you can see that I need something called button here, right? And then I need there is something called label. And this is something which we are using as a text area. It's like it. So three things in this I needed. That is personal details, which is having a button, and just having a label, and then the text area. So how we can make this frame? Now next, how to write the coding for that, we will have a look. Okay. So next slide we'll go and see that how to start my coding. So you can see here how to display personal details. I'm doing this GUI in the swing. That's the latest trendy one. People all use a swing. We can do this in the normal frame also, but we are doing right now in the swing. Okay. So what all things I needed? If you wanted swing, so I should go for Java x.swing. In that, J label is the swing. Everything starts with J. So because already the AWT is having label, text area, and text field is there, but swing will proceed with. They are inherited and they did that. So they put the name as J label. So you can have to import Java x.swing.jlabel. And then you have to import Java x.swing jtext area. Then Java x.swing jtext field. Okay. So these are the three things we needed to import. Very, very important. Okay. Even you have to write the package. So while doing the coding, I'll show you how to do the package and then we will put that. Now, class, I made it as a personal detail, and JFrame I extended, and I implemented my action listener here. Okay, you can literally see why I use action listener, because I'm using a button. Button always go for an event called action event. Action event always related with action listener. So button most always, every 95% go with the action listener action. So we need that. So whenever I click the button, the action event will catch. So action listener literally have a method called public action. So we have to override that method and write that. Okay. So button, and then we have what all things we needed here. So I use a J button here. So you can see I use a J label. I use J text area. So you can see what I had used over here, right? Now you have to see this one. So what I do is like I am creating a constructor because I am using a frame. Frame means you have to write the main, and the main will call the object, our class object. The class object will evoke this constructor. So that's the way it has to go. So here, then the constructor will call super. Why did he call super? This is to put the title. You have seen that, no, the previous thing. The title is personal details. So we need the title over there. So for that we need, then we use something called button is there. No, we need button. Then you have to write the personal detail button name. And then we have label. Label, you have to write the J label, personal details, whatever you want, you write it. Then text area, you can see a lot of rows and columns are there. So in the text area, this guy, you have to tell us how many characters, and this you literally you write down how many rows you want. So you have to tell that the rows and columns you have to tell. Now you have to put it as a position wise. So I go for set bounds. So position I am using X, Y, pixels, all those. And label also I use the position. And text one also I use the position. So literally these are all I positioned the places. So once I did everything, so next we will go to add. So what I want an event to be performed, right? Event. So event, how do you, if you create a button, label, everything, event doesn't perform. So what you have to do is to bring the event, we already implement the action listener. So you have to add that action listener towards the button. Then only that event will perform. So already we are inherited here in our class. So we use this. So add action listener, this. Then it's a frame. Frame, we have to add all our components, right? So in the container, you have to add what are things? You have to add the button, you have to add the label, you have to add the text also. Then only it will show that. Okay. After that, how much size you wanted the frame. Okay. Then we are not using the layouts. We are positioning according to our own x-axis, y-axis. So we don't want the layout of that default layout. So we set null. And I makes the color background as an yellow. Whatever color you guys want, you can use it. And in the JFrame, you should always say set visible true. If you don't say set visible true, it's never going to become displayed. So these are the important factors in the JFrame. This is very important. Set size has to be null and layout is there. You have to tell. If not null, then color is not an important. Set visible is very important. You have to literally add all your components and you have to tell your action. So this are the very important stuff in this. Then after that, as I told you, we need main, right? So the main, the JVM will perform towards the main, and the main will create an object that we don't want any variables. We just literally create the object. The object will call up the constructor and do all those things. That will do. And literally whenever you click on the button, then it will go and trigger this function. This is a function which is literally there in action listener, which you have to override and write it. So action listener has only one and one method, that is void action perform action event. This is the event. So he will capture this event in the E, and then you say it will come here and you have to say what you want to do. I want to do in the text one is text areas object. Okay. Dot set text. In that, what I need to set, I want to put the name Varun, and slash n means it will come to the next line. Bangalore. Again, it comes to the next line, Karnataka. So this much will display over there. Okay. Then close it and then close the class. That's how you have to write when you click on the personal detail, it will come up. Now, let's go and do our coding part. How do we do this? Okay. So let's come to the point. So I'm just literally changing my workspace to switch my workspace to Java applet. So I'm going to switch my workspace to the Java applet. So it will be loading. So as I told you, like always go for the lower version of the thing. 11 and 13, don't use it. Try to use mass, all those things, because in this GUI part is literally tough. Okay. So now it's loading up, it's coming up. You guys can see here, Eclipse is loading. You can see I have used Eclipse called mass. So mass doesn't make any problems. You can directly. So now guys, everyone see here. I am going to create a package now. Already we last class we have did the applet example. I don't want. I'm going to create a new one. So you guys, everyone see how to create a package. That is just go and click on the project and say new and package. So this time I'm going to make it as what I'm doing here is display details, right? So I say person. Anything which is meaningful. Package always should have a small letter. Package name should give as small letters only. That's the rule of the this one. Rules are there, right? So for a package, this is the rule. You have to give small letters. So then finish it. And then from the package, right click and just give on the class. So before you go and get into the class, think about what is the class name you have to give, because the file name and the class name should be same. So what is the class name? Literally, I am going to put it here. It is a personal details. So personal details. So class name also, you guys know, right? The rules are, we have to start with capital letter. How many words you have? Each word you have to start the first letter with the capital letter. Just give that and click on the finish. So it will create a class. Right now person, package person is my this one, and then now the thing is, next one is let us start with our thing, and then we will import that. Okay, what I needed to extend here, I am bringing a GUI, so I want a frame here. So extends JFrame. So you can see here JFrame. Now what is that I needed? I wanted action listener to become. So I said implements action listener. So this is how I need using action listener. So you can see that there's a red lines are coming, which does. So I need to import these guys. Just say click here, it will import this guy, double click, it will import, then again click here, then again the next one also imported. So everybody will be imported. Now the thing is, what is that literally is coming? There are certain things when you write, it will be like you have to override the action listeners functions. That's why. Okay, that you can see it later. Now you see next I'm going to create J button. I create one variable for button, and next I wanted is J label, and that is label 1 I created. Then I have wanted J text area, J text area, and make sure the spelling should be correct. Text 1, okay. Then what I needed is, I am going to write it in the constructor. So make sure that always when you create a class, just copy paste the constructor like that, because it won't make you more mistakes. So I'm just writing the constructor here. So in the constructor, I want the title. So I use super. What is that you wanted the title? Personal detail. That is what I want the title. Okay, personal details. Okay, just end with semicolon. There are a lot of red lines are there that we will do it later. Now, what is a button? Button, I need to create an object. So button is equal to new. What is that? That is J button. And what is the name of the button you have to give? So the name of the button, I should give it in the quotes, right? Personal details. So I had given the name of the button with a semicolon here. And then I needed the label. Next one I'm bringing it is equal to J label. So J label, and that I needed. What's the name of the label? These are the things which is displaying on your GUI. Okay, that also you have to see carefully and give it. And label also I define. Now next one is the text. Text also I'll define it. Next, that is the text area, which what I need here is new J text area. So in the text area, you have to literally give the rows and columns. So I give here as 15, 17, end with this one, right? Okay. Sorry. I just give. Okay, fine. Now this has been created. Now you can import these things. Just click here. So it will be importing J button, and click here. It will be importing the label also. Okay. So now label, you just copy and say J label also. You can go ahead and say label. So everything you can see literally no error. Now only this that will also goes off. Now this has been created by the objects. Now after creating object, what is the next step? You have to position it. Okay. So the next step is positioning. Positioning where I wanted to position. So button literally I'll use I don't want layout. So I use this position dot set bounds. Set bounds, you have to tell the x-axis and the y-axis point. You have to tell that. So coding area, I'll do like this. So x in that you have to tell what is the position. So literally I'm giving 75 and 50. You can change it and see that where it will be position, and 30. So this is the position which I give. Now next again I will do the next guy, that is. So whatever components are there, all components we have to position it. Otherwise that position won't come properly. Okay. So label, now literally go with the same only. I just say same column wise, but I wanted in the next different row, the 130. So okay. So now again the next one, I said okay, that is text, that you use it here, text one. And here I say let it goes with 150 and let it go up to the height of 70, because literally we need a lot of things to put there, right? Okay. So we had position now. Now next thing is we need to add action. Action listener. So we have to add the action listener next to one. So where we wanted the action to be? Only on the button. When I click on the button, only action need to be performed. No. So when I have to say add action listener. Okay. So I added the action listener here towards this, and then that also done. Now what is the next one? Now I added action, but in the container I have to add all the components. So if you don't add the components, how it will go? So you should say add the first component, that is this guy. And next one, you should use the so better no copy paste. By copy pasting, you should be a little bit careful. Components you should change. Next one I'm adding label, and again I'm adding the text. Okay, so I'm adding the text. So what are the things which we done is, first one we had creating object everybody. Then I put position it. I did the action listener. I added the components. Now next one is frame guys, right? So frame setting. Frame setting, I wanted the set size. So frame size literally how much wanted? 250 like width, and 400 is my size height. Then I don't want layout, so I say set layout null. I literally don't want layout, so I said set layout null. And I wanted set background background as color, whatever color you wanted, you put it. Make sure that the color should be there on the point. So background color dot, I literally will select one color here. Green color, yellow color, whatever color you guys wanted, you take it up. Okay, so now that is also done. Now I say set to visible. So in a frame, it's very important that you need to put the visible. If you don't call the visible as a true, it won't visible at all. So these are the constructor, these are the things which is necessity we had done. Again, we created objects of button label text. Again, we put the position. Then we add the action listener. Only button we need the action listener. Then we added the components button label text. And then we put the size, layout, background and visible. That's it. Now, what is the next step? Next step is we have to, when I click on the button, what has to be performed? So, that function we have to override, which was there in action listener. Public void action perform. This is what actually we needed, right? So, I uses this action. This is there in the action listener. So, I overridden this method. Okay. Now, in this method, I should write what? So, you see action event also I need to import. So, just literally click there and import this guy. So, that is imported. Okay. So, what I need to do in this action event? Nothing. Just we know the text area, right? Text area is text1. That just bring here dot set text. Set text. In that set text, in the bracket, you should say what I need to display here. So I say puja. Then I wanted the next line, it has to display, it has to come, then slash and you use. Slash and it will literally come to the next line. And then if you wanted, you can say Bangalore. I wanted the city, and then I say the state also. Karnataka. Okay. So literally these things has been okay. Now end with your quotes. End with your quote. That's it. So done with the quotes, done with the thing. Now what is the next thing we have to write? This is a frame. So frame should need what? Public static void main string arg bracket. Okay. Now this is a thing which needed. Here we don't have to create a full variable. We just need to say new personal details. That's it. So now you see, when you execute, it will come here, this new personal detail. It will go and call your personal details over here. And when it go and call the personal details, what will happen? It will create your all these objects. Then by the position, it will add the action, everything. And then whenever you click on the button, what will happen? It will perform this action, and it will display all those things over there. So this is how it works. So let's save. Control S, my saving. And then after saving, just right click and say run as like, you have to see why it is this time it is coming Java application, because it is a frame. Frame doesn't come Java applet, it's an application. So click on the run application and you can see that what is happening. You guys see here, my personal details has been came up here, right? So you can see the personal detail button is here. So what are the things are here? You can see the button, the label, and the text area. Now the text area doesn't have anything here. Okay. So when I click on the button, the details will be displayed. So that's what. Now I'm clicking the button. I'm clicking the button here. Click. So you see, right, what happened? My details has been displayed here. So this is how my frame has been worked out. So I hope you guys understood about my just a simple thing which is displaying personal details on the text area. Okay. So I hope you guys understood literally about the coding part here. So thank you very much. So we'll see you on the next video.